おはようございます。こんにちは。そしてこんばんは。ジェシーです。どうも。でかい。音がでかい。音がでかい。耳が潰れる。ちょっと待ってくださいね。もういいから、そういうのは。はい。よし、じゃあやっていきますか。オリエント急行殺人事件やっていこうかなと思います。前回の続きですね。前回の続きからオリエント急行殺人事件をやっていこうかなと思ってるわけなんですけれども、ちょっと待ってね。これね、続けるから。で、一応、現在の状況をキャラクターに沿って説明をちょっと簡単にしましょう。まずこのブークっていうやつは主人公ね、主人公の、何ちゅう人やったっけポアロ主人公のポアロさんがこのオリエント急行に乗るきっかけになった人ね、この電車の会社の鉄道会社の重役さんで、コンスタンティンドクターコンスタンティン、この人はお医者さん、一応乗り合わせでたまたまいてはったけど、司法解剖まではしてないですけど、検視をしてくださった人ね、もう事件は起きてるんですよ。で、被害者、サミュエル・ラチェットさん、62歳で死んでしまいました。もうこの人はこの世にはいません。で、アーバスノットさんは、電車に乗る前にちょっと、チケットがなくなったとか言って、軽く謎解きをしてチケットを探してくれって言ってきたおじさん。でもおじさん言うても45歳って俺の3つ上。おい、老けすぎやろおっさん。でその他はまだあんまり関わってはきてないんですけど、このキャロライン・ハバードさんはこのサミュエル・ラチェットさんの隣の部屋にいてはって、ちょっといろいろあったおばあさんです。そんな感じですね。口ひげを集めたい。これ自分の部屋やな。自分の部屋ですね、これは。で、とりあえず今何をしないといけないのかっていうのはここを見たら大体わかるんですけど、この人たちの裏付けを一応していかないといけないっていう。まだちょっと犯人とかをね、こう絞り込むにはちょっと材料が揃ってないっていう感じですよね。
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can add to what I've already told you.
なるほど、喋れることはないと。
Please, do me the courtesy of
一人
leaving
に
me
してく
alone
ださい
if
と。
you will.
したものでしょうかね。こいつからも裏付けを取らなあかんはずやねんけどな。
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
おいおい待て、第二の殺人か。
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
あ、
If she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out. Miss, can you hear me? She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of
こ
physical
れでも
violence.
女の人やのにさ、パンツ一丁じゃなくてよかったでな。
The ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 1.
ジョアンナ・ロックさん。
This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another
ね
murder.
え、ほんと、第二の殺人じゃなくてよかったね。
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
Oh, よいしょ。なるほど。
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom. wagon lit conductor
ほう、
jack,
なるほど。
and the button is missing.
この数字を開かなあかんのはきついな。なんやろな。お、お、
We really need to find the combination. So, Poirot, any luck so far? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make
も
some
ううるさいね。
Poirot, I'm disappointed in you.
しゃべんなお前。
Certain you would have it by now. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? No, that's mine. I never remember my
タニッ
passwords.
チさん、
So
9
I
万
make them easy ones.
9999回、
Have
飛
you
行テ
tried
スト開始ですね。
1, 2, 3, 4? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? Have you tried 0000?
うるさい
You
な
really。need to find the combination. Have you tried 0000? Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? Poirot,
もうめっちゃムカつくこいつ。うっさいねんほん
I'm
ま。
certain you would have it by now. If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. So, Poirot, any luck so far? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it?
めっちゃうるさい
Have
こ
you
いつ。
tried 1, 2, 3,
めっ
4?
ちゃうるさい。
Have you tried 0000? So, Poirot, any luck so far? We really need to find the combination. Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you.
タニッチさん、総当たりさせないぞ。という開発の意思を感じる。
What if the briefcase is booby-trapped? Have you tried 1, 2, 3,
これっ
4?
ぽいな。
Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain
めっ
you
ちゃ
would
うる
have it
さい
by now.
ちょ待
We
て。
really
めっちゃうるさい。こいつマジでうるさい。めっちゃ音下げたんねん、ボイス音量。うるさいんじゃ、ボケ。
タニッチさん、わらわら。
回試したろか、ほんだゼロ。めっちゃムカつくわ、ほんまに。明確なヒントがないからあかんねやろな。ムカつくわ、マジでムカつくわ、あいつ。お、あ、なるほど、なるほど。お、静かになったんやったら音量元に戻そう。これで集中して開けれるか。OK。OK。OK。開きました。
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train? She has a gun.
Come, Poirot.
Ratchet. But then why take it?
タニッチさん、音でわかるなら、鍵ついてる意味なくない？
いや、まあそれは違うんですよ、やっぱりね。普通の人は音でそんなんしようとは思えへんのでね。
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
Her driver's license.
These
ん？バッジやぞ。
Badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
an American police officer?
ほ
Oh,
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly. The stuffed animal is the same as in the
う。映っ
photo
てたね
found at the。
あり
crime
ましたね。
What a coincidence.
ぬいぐるみ
appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
ありましたね、これ。
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke.
マサチューセッツ州。
I'm a detective.
絶対言いにくいやつ。
Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I
Massachusetts.
have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
お、チャプター2完了。
トッピ
I
ー
had just been
S3
promoted to
マサチュー
detective
セッ
after
ツ中
5 years on patrol.
マサチューセッツ中。
It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
お、
タミッチさん、マサチューセッツ工科大学。
マサチューセッマサチューセッツマサチューセッチュ工科大学。めっちゃ難しいやん。めっちゃ言いにくい。
A topographical map, often more important than a road map. I should go through the case file one more time.
あ、これか。デイジー・アームストロングちゃん、3歳の少女、ジョン・アームストロングとソニア・アームストロングの娘。被害者は2019年2月24日の夜に誘拐された。誘拐は社交パーティーが開催されていたアームストロング邸で発生した。デイジーの子守であるミズ・モローは午後10時45分頃にデイジーがいなくなっていることに気づいた。子供の寝室の窓の外にははしごが見つかった。ほう。身代金の要求指示に従って100万ドル。ほう。ジョン・アームストロング、退役大佐。ほう。
The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was, that's why I'm here. I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they... How could the child be taken with so many... The misspellings are clearly on purpose. And they did... The crime was audacious. How... The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations. And my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's.
わあ、全然関係ない事件まで追わされるやん。
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
「探索開始」。入れる部屋はこれか。これだけか。他は。お、入れるやん。
Hello, are you Suzanne Moreau, Daisy's nanny?
Yes?
I'm Joanna Locke, a detective working on Daisy's case.
Is there any news?
I'm afraid not.
How can I help you?
I'm really sorry. I'm afraid I have to take your statement again concerning the evening of Daisy's disappearance. There was a computer problem. Your statement was accidentally deleted.
Of course. I want to help any way I can.
Tell me about that night in your own words.
The Armstrongs had a party to raise money for a museum, I think. Mrs. Armstrong is on her board. I was in charge of Daisy. I stayed with the little one all evening, playing with her and reading books to her. She couldn't sleep with all the noise and the comings and goings.
When did you notice Daisy was missing?
I was only gone 5 minutes to phone my mother. She's in the hospital. When I returned, Daisy wasn't in her bed. I thought she might have gone to look at the party, but then I saw the handsome note on her pillow. I screamed and screamed. I couldn't stop.
Did you notice anything unusual before that?
I was with Daisy all evening. Finally, she fell asleep. I didn't see anyone else or notice anything in particular.
Do you have any idea who did this?
No! I can't see who could have done such a horrible thing. The Armstrongs are such good people. Like my own family.
Thank you for giving me your statement again. I'll get back to you if I have any questions.
I won't be far.
Okay, I have Suzanne's statement. But her answers need some checking. This information does not correspond to what Suzanne told me. Suzanne said she left Daisy alone for 5 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she stayed with Daisy for a while and Suzanne did not return. That is a great detective job. Toy train. Now here I am on a real one. Lyon, in France. What a lovely looking city.
やばいな。これ全然本編解決する兆しないよな。めっちゃ長くなりそうやで、これ。
The world through the eyes of a child seems so sweet. A toy castle. When I was a kid, I had a police station and a tiny squad car with a siren that really worked. Mrs. Armstrong, my name is Joanna Locke. I'm a detective investigating the kidnapping of your daughter. May I talk to you? When is your
タニ
baby
ッチ
due?
さん、サイドストーリーが充実してますね。
充実してるね。
I don't
うわ、
want
ブサイ
to
クのおばはん
talk. I just want to see my daughter again. That's all that matters.
The poor woman. I can't. Nothing shocks me here.
え、
That's it. No rookie mistake there. Mrs. Armstrong? Let me show you this.
Daisy, my little Daisy. I miss her so much. How good it is to see her face.
I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now.
She loved her little stuffed animal, Fluffy. She took him everywhere with her. The kidnappers took it as well. They didn't have to. That means they wouldn't hurt her, doesn't it?
Every lead will be followed up. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I shouldn't lose hope. Somehow.
I know it isn't my case, but I just made a promise, and I mean to keep it. Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
She's in her room. Last door on the left.
Tell me about the night Daisy was taken, especially anything about your daughter and Suzanne Moreau.
Apart from seeing to our guests, I took a moment to check on Suzanne and Daisy in Daisy's room. Suzanne wasn't there, but Daisy was asleep. I sat with her for 10 minutes or so. Suzanne didn't return while I was there, but there's no reason for her to sit there all night when Daisy is asleep. I went back downstairs.
May I come back if I have more questions?
Of course. Anything I can do.
Okay, the story is Sonia and Suzanne. That is not exactly what Suzanne told me earlier. Suzanne was on the phone more than 5 minutes. Hey, I'm a pretty good detective after all.
なるほど。猫がおる。
If I understand you correctly, you left Daisy when she was not asleep?
The party was very loud. Daisy was too wound up to sleep. I read her a Motley Mule detective story to try and put her to sleep. Daisy finally fell asleep. Right before Motley Mule solved his case in the book I was reading her. I had to make a quick phone call. No more than 5 minutes. But when I came back, Daisy was gone.
Are you sure you were only gone for 5 minutes?
5, 6, what does it matter? It was very quick.
What you're telling me doesn't really agree with what Mrs. Armstrong says.
Mrs. Armstrong must have looked in right after I'd left.
That's how it could have happened. But the timing
くまごんさん、
had to be
こん
so
ばんは。
precise.
こんばんは。
Mm.
ジェシーです。
I need to find
今日もやって
something
ま
more
す。
concrete.
オリエント急行殺人事件を追っているうちになぜか誘拐事件に発展して誘拐事件を追っかける記憶の中にいます。非化線でいう過去史みたいなやつですよね。
You say you were only away 5 or 6 minutes, but Mrs. Armstrong says she was alone there more like 10 minutes. And the phone record shows that you stayed on the call for more than 30 minutes, way longer than you said.
My mother is extremely ill. It's difficult for me. I may have lost track of time. When I came back, Daisy had disappeared. It must have been a coincidence.
You have to be precise, Suzanne. A little girl's life is at stake.
Why are you doing this? I didn't do anything wrong. I would never hurt Daisy.
I need to check Suzanne's story. She's panicking. I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
ちょっと待ってよ、何番やったっけ。
No, I did something
何かが
wrong.
違う。
I don't need Mr. Poirot to tell me I'm wrong.
こういうことやな。
No, no, Joanna. That doesn't track.
こういうことか。
I'm a pretty good detective after all. The kidnapper places a ladder under the window to Daisy's room. Then he joins the party. Just one guest in the crowd. He somehow knows when Suzanne leaves the room, then sneaks upstairs. He opens Daisy's window, carries her down the ladder, and vanishes.
なるほど。555の2140。
That's it. No rookie mistake there.
The number you have called is not in service at this time. Please hang up and dial again, or contact your service provider.
The number Suzanne called is not in service? A hospital? I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told me.
俺ずっとポワロは船越英一郎やと思ってプレイしてたんですけど、ここに来てなぜか片平渚を操作してます。なぜか。
I spoke with Suzanne. She was phoning her mother. That's why you didn't see her when you went to check on Daisy.
Yes, her mother. I tried to call the poor woman earlier that week.
タニッチさん、
The hospital
わ
said
らわ
she's
ら。
been in a medically induced coma for more than 2 months.
Suzanne told me she called her mother, but she would have known her mother was in a coma.
なるほど。よし。もう一回戦おう。片平渚出動。タタタタタタタタタ。
I should see if the Armstrongs can confirm what Suzanne told
あ、
me.
そうか。旦那さんにも話を聞かなあかんやな。Hey, Daddy.
Their fairy tale. How are you doing? Are you holding up?
You know, in the military, you're supposed to have the stiffest of upper lips. The Desert War taught me that soon enough. But this, it's difficult. Damned difficult. Harder on my good lady, of course.
Do you know where I can find Miss Moreau?
Her room is upstairs across the hall from Daisy's. She seldom leaves it.
Did you see Miss Moreau during the party?
I remember seeing her at some point, but otherwise
キ
no.
リンリンさ
I
ん、
was too
笑
busy
か
with
す
my
な、
guests.
笑。
Wear the smile, shake the proffered hand.
笑てんのか。 はい、いらっしゃい。ゆっくりしててね。
Ms. Moreau told me she called her mother.
Well, why not? I believe they are very close. The poor woman is not well. She needs some experimental treatment that isn't available yet in France.
なんと非認可されてる、まあ認可の下りてない薬を使おうという。
Take whatever time you need.
それは絶対お金のかかる治療方法やろ。なんですって？たたたたたたたたで。さあ勝負の時、対決や。
The number you called that night is no longer in service.
I don't understand. That's the number the hospital gave me to call my mother's room.
You told me you were on the phone with your mother when Daisy was abducted.
As we said earlier, I didn't pay attention and was on the phone longer than I said. But since my mother is very ill, she had to have her own time because the treatment is not approved yet in France. She is in an hospital for a special treatment. I call her every night to check on her. When I came back, Daisy was gone. I'll never forgive myself.
Are you sure you called your mother?
Yes, every night since she was admitted in December.
Suzanne, I think you really care for Daisy. If you do, then tell me the truth. You can't have been calling your mother while she's in a coma.
My mom really is in a hospital in Boston. She really is in a coma. I wasn't calling her. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, Noah.
Why lie about it? Why are you panicking?
Because he's gone. I haven't heard from him since the night of the kidnapping. I'm afraid he's
くまごんさ
somehow
ん、
connected
片
to
平
Daisy's
渚だと
disappearance.
赤い霊柩車しか思いつかない。
Just using me
そうね、
somehow,
赤い霊
but
柩車シリーズ
I
ね
swear。I talked to him. Yes, for more like 30 minutes that night. So he couldn't have kidnapped Daisy at the same time we were talking.
But he could have kept you talking so someone else could take Daisy.
Yes, you can see why I lied. Can't you? I was afraid you'd suspect me of having something to do with it. You can understand that, can't you?
Suzanne, I want to believe you, but you've made it harder to find Daisy. Do you realize that?
Oh my god. What have I done?
What's most important is not what you've done, but what you do now. Go. I'll be back to talk to you. No more lies, Suzanne. For Daisy, no more lies. Noah. The name might lead us to that little girl. I am on this case now, whether my captain wants me to be or not. A card from the florist. It's signed N.
Hm. 特に怪しいところはないね。お、日記帳。
A locked diary? Let's see if I can shine some light on its secrets. A locked diary? A locked diary?
コッペパンではないな。
What's in the glass
メガネ。
case? Oh, big surprise. Glasses.
Glasses。
Huh.
なんやねん。どういうこと？お、何やら鍵のようなものが。ティッシュ。
Small jewelry box. By the size, I'm guessing.
イヤリング。
An Eiffel Tower keychain, but no key.
鍵はない。お、
Why put a key in a jewelry box?
鍵ゲット。はい、鍵ゲット。
I expect Suzanne must have gone through a lot of tissues these past weeks.
はい、鍵ゲット。
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
ダメなの？こうか。
Okay, Suzanne. Let's see what you haven't told me.
の後公園で過ごした。彼が私にどんどん心を開いてくれるのがわかる。なるほど。バレンタインデー。
I can see why Suzanne didn't tell me everything about this, Noah. It's clear when he disappeared that she
もう犯人分かった。そうね、犯人はノアよね。
トールさん、もう犯人分かった。
犯人は分かった。たてててててててて分かったぞ。
Sympathy and support.
賢いね。
トールさん、賢いなワトソン君。
I imagine these flowers must have been beautiful. Who gave them to you?
The gardener. They're getting pretty wilted, but I hate to throw them away.
Tell me about your boyfriend. Have you been together long?
My boyfriend? Why? He doesn't have anything to do with this.
Please, Suzanne, the sooner you answer my question, the sooner we'll be done.
His name is Noah Garrity. I met him at a Lunar New Year party in Great Barrington. He is a kind and caring person. Although, well, I miss him. He had to go away on business. He should be back.
Know anything about Miss Moreau's boyfriend?
Her boyfriend? I know she went out with someone for a while there. More recently, I saw a man in a 4x4 who would pick her up on her nights.
四駆
He never got out of his car, just waited for her. She did seem to spend more time than usual on the phone these past few weeks, but she worked hard. We weren't going to begrudge her what free time she had. Since the abduction, she keeps pretty much to herself.
I won't be long.
Take whatever time you need.
なるほど。四輪駆動車に関するファイル。これやね。
These tire tracks could well be from Suzanne's boyfriend's 4x4.
俺もそう思う。
Score. One for the good guys.
オーケー。ご婦人の方はどうなんやろうな。
Can you tell me anything about Suzanne's boyfriend?
I know she dated our chauffeur for a while. There was someone else she'd met recently, but I don't recall his name.
なかなか解決に至らないな。
Tread marks of a four-wheel drive vehicle were found outside the garden on the night of the kidnapping. Noah drives one, doesn't he? Where is he, Suzanne? If you know anything more about him, you have to tell me.
I know what you're thinking, but it's impossible. He was very nice to me. He never did anything to make me suspicious. We went out to eat, to the movies. Just like a normal couple. He's not the only man in the Berkshires who drives that kind of car.
It says detective on your badge. Prove she's lying.
え、ちゃうんか。
You really didn't notice anything strange about Noah until he vanished?
He could get moody at times, as if he had a lot on his mind.
In your diary, you say that Noah took you to a cabin in the mountains on Valentine's Day.
You read my diary?
I'm sorry, but we have to find Daisy. We both want that. So yes, I looked in your diary.
You're right. He took me to a cabin in the woods. I waited for him in the car. He came out after a few minutes. He was very sweet and apologetic, but he never explained. We went back to the restaurant for dessert.
Did you ever go back to the cabin with him?
No, never.
So what made Noah drive all the way to a cabin in the middle of nowhere? He left her in the car. Why was he there? This is important. I know it is. I can use Suzanne's directions to the cabin and compare them to the map of the area I have in my car. Thanks to the information Suzanne gave me, I should be able to find the cabin on this map.
町を出て2つの橋を木々を抜けながら走って町はこれやろ。2つの橋。この道に行かなあかんもんな。でもこの道に行くんやったら橋は通らんな。こっちか。
doesn't really match.
Hmm. トウモロコシ畑はこれやろ絶対。
Probably not here.
違う。
That can't be the right place.
当てつっぽわかんな。推理をするんだ推理を。緑色のところやと思うねんな多分な。
I got it. The cabin has to be here. I have to find that cabin. I hope I'm not too late.
Cabin.
Okay, here is this famous cabin. Let's investigate. There's nothing but trees in that direction. I should focus on the cabin.
Yatta, ヒゲ見っけた。
Help yourself, Joanna. You earned it. That barrel is sturdy enough. I could climb on it. Empty wine bottles. Somebody has been here lately.
なるほど。
Ugh, an old hunting trophy starting to molt. It's Daisy's plush toy. If Fluffy is here, the kidnapper has been here. I have to get inside this cabin. It's Daisy's plush toy. It's Daisy's. Noah brought Suzanne to this dump on Valentine's Day? What a romantic. The broom isn't sturdy enough to force the door. The door is solid and the lock is new. I have to find a
なる
way
ほ
to
ど
open this door.
ここでこの斧が役に立つわ
A
けやな。
manual for splitting wood. Perfect for attacking doors.
もうこの BGM がなんかドキドキさすよな。あんなところに無造作に掘って大丈夫かおい。
Look at that. A broken door to investigate. No need for a warrant. Some people seem to have played here before. The stove is cold. Nobody's been here recently. A lot of tools. I guess somebody noticed the cabin was about to fall down. Some boxes. I wonder what they were used for. That's a woman's hairbrush. Did Suzanne actually come in here after all? It's fluffy, no doubt about it.
やったヒゲゲッ
Shiny
ト。
facial hair. The good news is that it's gold. The floor is scratched and worn in this area. The sofa must have been moved a lot.
おいおいおいおい、かなり確信に迫ってきたんじゃないのか。うわ最悪。
It could go off, and that countdown tells me it wants to go off anyway.
わからん。上のダイヤルは3のマークが一番上に来る。ああ、合うてる。オーケー。うわ、まだあんの。マジかよ。最悪や、こんなんわかるか。どうやったらわかんねん、こんなもん。赤を切れ。
赤を切れ。
バッテリーをブロックしているシリンダーを解除してバッテリーを取り外す必要がある。
タニッチさん、赤か青か黄色か白を切るんだ。
最初のスイッチは使わない。上から見て2、3、4のスイッチを押す。 じゃあ待て待て待て待て。
トッピー S3 赤か青か黄色か白か紫か緑を切るんだ。
そんなん無理やって。色がない。点滅しているライトにつながっているケーブルを抜かなくてはならない。2番目の基板は下のケーブルを抜く必要がある。3番目の基板は真ん中のケーブルを抜く必要がある。これや。
That should do it.
OK。
Wow, I wonder if that's how close. This would have ended my investigation right here. These rods are heading towards the canisters. It must be the trigger for the explosion. I smell a strong, sweet smell. Damn. I think these are filled to the brim with diethyl ether. Incredibly flammable. It looks like the kidnappers wanted to utterly destroy this place and whoever opened this hatch. A wooden crate? I have to open it. Oh no.
トッピー S3 大爆発を期待してたのに、わら。
うわー、痛ましい。3歳の子が。いやー。
And went to work, looking for physical evidence, fingerprints, testing for fluids, DNA, any clues science can uncover.
大爆発落ち。それはあかんでしょ
う。They removed Daisy's body. The autopsy would take place in the morning.
でんでんでんでんでけでんでんでんでけでんでんでんでけでんって。
タニッチさん、ドリフの極流して隕石衝突のやつね。
もう完全にコントやん、そんなんだったら。うわ、これはちょっとしんどいな。ああ、もう辛いな。これは辛いな。これはちょっと辛い。
That night, I swore to find the monster who killed that child.
というところで、チャプター3完了ということで。いやー、そういうことを。
Ratchet on train saw me? How? Daisy.
She was awake? And then she collapsed again.
I take the responsibility. She was weaker than I realized.
Oh.
Lie still while I examine you. Pupils dilated?
I'm all right.
You are far from all right. You have been heavily sedated. Your pulse is very weak.
I have to finish my story. Ratchet can't escape again.
can't escape.
Have no fear of that, mademoiselle. Ratchet will not escape.
We must hear her story.
This woman needs rest. I will let you know when she is recovered enough to continue. But I warn you, it will be some time.
I understand, Doctor. Thank you.
I have
Thank you.
completed my preliminary examination of the deceased. I think that it will interest you.
Indeed it will. And I have other witnesses to interrogate. You are right. Let's not put this poor woman in danger. There will be plenty of time for her to finish her story when she has recovered. By all means, tell me the results of your examination.
OK。彼女のことが分かりました。パーフェクト。
Can you estimate the time of death?
Rigor mortis was advanced, but not complete. I estimate the death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
That tallies with the witness statements I've collected so far. What is the cause of death?
Multiple stab wounds to the upper torso. It's odd there are no signs of a struggle. That might indicate one of the first wounds was enough to kill him.
It seems that Monsieur Ratchet had taken sleeping pills during the night.
Ah, that would explain the lack of defensive wounds.
Mr. McQueen and Mr. Masterman told me that Monsieur Ratchet didn't smoke. Can you confirm this?
I can't say without a more extensive post-mortem.
What can you tell me about the stab wounds?
I counted 12 in all. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be practically scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death. The angle of the wounds is instructive. Most appear to have been struck by a right-handed person. But you see, this one, under the right armpit, it's not a deadly blow given the depth, but a right-hander couldn't have done it. It was most certainly struck with the left hand.
So, our murderer is left-handed. No, it is more difficult than that, is it not?
As you say, Mr. Poirot, some of these other blows are just as obviously right-handed.
Do we have a first and second murderer, as the great Shakespeare would put it? The first murderer stabs his victim and exits left, turning off the light. Then a second murderer comes in the dark, does not see his or her work has been done, and stabs a dead body.
Magnificent.
You think so? I'm glad. It sounds to me a little like nonsense. Thank you, Doctor. Excellent work under difficult circumstances. Please let me know when I may speak again with Mademoiselle Locke.
Of course.
忙しいな先生も。
Even a smoker might innocently turn me down. Yes, that's certainly a good place to start. Yes, I have personally seen some passengers smoking. I just have to remember who they were. Yes, I suppose it's likely they will give me the list of who smokes what. That's the right answer.
はい、というところで、1時間ちょいやったんですけれども、まあとりあえず区切りはいいところなんで、今日はとりあえずこんなところでおしまいにしましょうか。とりあえず現状は、事件の確信に少しずつ近づいてる感じはするんですけど、ちょっと寄り道をして、なんか女刑事さんの事件の回想シーンを解いていくという感じになりましたが、爆弾を解除したりだとか、 侵入したりだとか、なんかちょっといろいろできたのはちょっと楽しかったですね、これは。まあ毎週火曜日にちょっとカサスチックな感じでやったろうかな思ってるんで、まあまたこれの続きが気になる方は火曜日に見てみてください。というところで本日もお付き合いありがとうございました。お疲れ様でした。
タニッチさん、お疲れ様でした。
おう。
トールさん、
お疲れ様です。
コールマンジェサヤさん、ご視聴ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。